Hey, Tony here. Today I've got a special guest that's going to be joining me, and we're going to give our 5 recommendations of some titles from the Criterion Collection that we think that you might like to have in your collection. So please stick around. So it's good to have you, David. Would you like to introduce your channel for everybody that doesn't know you?
Yeah, and thanks for having me on the channel, Tony. I am Film Collector Archive. My name is David. I run the Film Collector Archive YouTube channel. So you can just search it up there, and I'm always there doing unboxing videos, and mostly unboxing videos, but other content on there as well. And I do a lot of letterbox. I know you do too.
Yeah.
So I'm on there as FC Archive. Film Collector Archive was already taken, so
yeah, I'll have your links. I'll have your links down below so people can find you.
Yeah.
Plus your Instagram also.
Yep, and Film Collector Archive on Instagram. I have jumped over to Threads as well for those that are kind of playing with that. But yeah, I mean, Instagram, between Instagram, Letterboxd, and YouTube, you'll get everything that I'm publishing. So
okay, great. So we're going to go over 5 recommendations from each of us, and I'm going to try not to include any recommendations that I've done in the past. So since you're the guest, I'm going to let you go ahead and go first. So what would be the first title that you would recommend?
Yeah, so I had 5 titles kind of jump out at me, but kind of when I was looking through the collection, because I know we've done some Criterion videos together. I hope that I'm not repeating anything. I don't think I am, but I do apologize if I am. This one I know
I'll remember. I'll let you know because I'll remember.
Will you? Okay.
I think I will.
Yeah. This one I definitely have not gone over before. This is my newest addition to my Criterion collection. And this is a film that, for whatever reason, has evaded me for many years. I've never seen it, so this is a first-time watch, and just an incredible film. This is from Ridley Scott. This is Thelma and Louise.
Oh yes.
Have
you had a chance to watch it?
Yeah. So I've never seen the film, and it's one that my wife has talked about here and there. You know, she'll kind of quote lines from the movie, and it's just one that I've never seen. It's always kind of been in, you know, I've always known, you know, Thelma and Louise, but have never seen it. And I didn't realize actually that it was a Ridley Scott film. So that, you know, also was news to me. And I'm a big Ridley Scott guy, more for, I guess, his sci-fi work, obviously Alien and you know, Blade Runner, and, you know, some of my all-time favorites. But I have to tell you, this is one of those films. I was telling my wife this. Every once in a while, I'll watch a film that I'm really sad I'll never have the opportunity to watch it for the first time again.
Yeah.
And this is one of those titles. This was an absolute masterwork from Ridley Scott. Gina Davis, Susan Sarandon, obviously here on the cover, are just phenomenal. It's a phenomenal film. You know, great. It's shot really beautifully, and you know, and this really connected with me in terms of the landscapes that they shoot in. I live in Arizona, and so I'm a desert guy, and this is you know, not it, well, I think at one point maybe they hit Arizona. I've seen the film once, like I said.
Right.
Anyways, but there's a, you know, in fact, yes, of course they do, because of the finale of the film.
Yeah.
So, correct myself right there. But yeah, just the landscapes that they film in are absolutely beautiful. The story itself is really compelling. I kind of knew very loosely what the film was about, but not any kind of detail. So I didn't know quite what the inciting incident was that kind of, you know, put them on the run, so to speak.
Yeah.
And, you know, and that was really, I have to be honest, it kind of felt more to me like a Coen Brothers film than it did.
It does.
Than it did like a Ridley Scott film, because again, I'm thinking more sci-fi stuff from Ridley Scott, but it felt like the Coen brothers were there kind of working with him all throughout. And I mean that, you know, with the highest respect, because I love
Right.
Coen brothers films. But just the interaction between Thelma and Louise, and then you've got, you know, a young Brad Pitt in there, you know, coming in and causing trouble. And, you know, there's just a great pedigree to this film, you know, behind the camera and in front of the camera. But the two leads, you know, again, Gina Davis and Susan Sarandon are just phenomenal.
Yeah.
And it's one of those films that just, it was instantly on my all-time favorites list. It's like,
Oh, that's good.
I watched, you know, I've seen it once, but I feel like having seen it once and engaging with it the way that I did, I feel like I've seen it 50 times. It's like, it just instantly kind of made its way onto my all-time greats list. So really happy to have this. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. What was the release date and the spine number for that one?
Yeah, so this is from 1991, and this is spine number, you know, it's a newer one again, so 1180, 1180. And I did immediately, you know, this is another sign that it was, you know, a film that I really connected with. I immediately went through the entire supplement package, read the book. I mean, immediately. I watched the film at night, and so it was the next morning. I just popped the extras disc in, read through the book, and you know, Criterion really hit a home run here. I firmly believe this is their best release of the year thus far. You know, I don't have every title they've released this year, but you know, from what I've seen, this is the best thing to come from Criterion in 2023. Just spectacular.
Good. That's good. I picked that one up also. I've seen it. I saw it when it was released in the theater. I saw it then, and I've seen it one time since then. So I'm really looking forward to checking that one out.
Well, and I'll say too, in fact, I can't remember what the source of so they have a new 4K digital restoration, supervised by Ridley Scott. It doesn't say if they, you know, sourced the original camera negative or what the source was there, but it looks fantastic. I mean, it really, you know, again, the landscapes that they shoot in, it really captures, you know, kind of the essence of, you know, the desert and you know, everywhere they shoot. So it looks really good.
Well, good. That's a good selection. So my first selection will be Moonstruck. I don't know that I've ever spoken about this one, but I really enjoyed this one. This right here is from 1987. And spine number 1056. Of course, it stars Cher and Nicolas Cage, Olympia Dukakis.
Yep.
Just a really great cast. And what I like about, have you ever seen this one before?
I have, yeah.
Yes. So what do you like about this particular film? What would you be able to say about it?
Well, I mean, it's really lighthearted. I mean, I guess it falls in that category of, you know, chick flick, if you know, romantic comedy. I mean, if you want to put it in that category, but it's really lighthearted. I mean, it's got some, you know, heavier themes that come into play there that I you know, I wasn't really expecting. But the film goes a few different places, you know, with, you know, some more dramatic elements, some familial, you know, kind of drama, but I think the lead performances there, Cher's wonderful. She's really beautiful in that film. And
she is.
And Nicolas Cage is always, you know, kind of dorky to begin with, but you know, I still enjoy his performance. And yeah, just kind of it almost has like My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
It does. It kind of has that vibes. And plus she kind of goes through a transformation. You know, when you first meet her in the film, she's, you know, she's kind of, I don't know, she just progresses. She goes from like a old maid type, spinster type character,
right,
to this woman who fixes herself up and fixes her hair and and just falls in love. And I really just like the transformation. And I really liked her chemistry with Nicolas Cage too. I thought that was really good.
Yeah, no, I think that
she's smart, she's sassy, she's sarcastic, she's Italian. It was just great.
Yeah, it's no, it's an enjoyable watch. It's one of those that you can kind of watch, you know, anytime. You don't necessarily, It has some of those, again, heavier elements to it, but it's one that you can kind of sit down and just pop some popcorn and enjoy.
Yeah, and
You know, kind of.
she won the Oscar that year for her performance.
Oh, did she? Oh, I did
I
not
believe,
realize that.
yeah, I believe she got Best Actress for that performance, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, that's awesome.
So with Moonstruck, it does have a really nice. I love the cover art that they've done, and of course, it comes with a booklet,
Mm-hmm.
the disc art. I think that looks really great. So I really enjoyed this one. So David, what would be your next selection?
Yeah. Okay. Where do I want to go here? Okay, so I'll go with my other digipack, um, kind of box set here. Now this is one that because this was some big news that came, when this announcement was first made. And this is the Wally
Oh yes,
4K disc in this nice, digipack presentation. Now, you and I had a discussion about this on, was that my channel?
I think it was on your channel. Yes.
Yeah, where we discussed this, Criterion making a Disney, slash Pixar
Mhm.
announcement. What could this possibly mean? And this is, up until this point, I mean, this is the only Disney, Pixar title we've seen enter the collection, and I don't know, I don't know if there's anything else to come of that. Regardless of whether or not that is a relationship that continues, we got a really great release here from
Yes.
Andrew Stanton's Wall-E. Now this is kind of tied for first place for me for my favorite Pixar film. I love this and the original Toy Story just because it was so I was 11 years old when Toy Story hit theaters, and it was just mind-blowing to me. I mean, it's still mind-blowing to me, to be honest, the work that goes
Yeah.
into these films, and just the character, that they're able to, put across the screen with, just the amazing character design and music. And, I love how fun and heartwarming and thought-provoking their films are. And, Wall-E is one of those. I mean, it makes you, think. It's not just, a kind of a fun animated movie. There's,
There's
again,
a theme. Yeah.
yeah, some heavier themes here to, to kind of contemplate. But um I love how involved Andrew Stanton was with this release. I guess he's a big Criterion fan, and so I think he went, to kind of advocate for, the film, and it, deserving to be in the collection, and really wanting to have that relationship with, with Criterion. And so I'm glad that, I don't know what kind of red tape he had to get through, getting that, approved through Disney or whatnot, but I'm glad that they were willing to play ball,
Yeah.
at least for this release. But, one reason I love this, not only for the great, 4K presentation here, because it looks
Mhm.
phenomenal. It's a 4K digital master. Obviously the film's done digitally. And so, the transfer from the master looks just pristine. But this is just an absolutely stacked release. I was most excited, though, in the supplements here to see that they carried over, because Disney, kind of in their studio release of the film on Blu-ray and DVD, and I know they've got a 4K release as well. There is a documentary called The Pixar Story from 2007, directed by Leslie Iwerks, the daughter
Mhm.
of Ub Iwerks, the co-creator of Mickey Mouse, of course. Her documentary that got ported over here, and that's just one of many
Several.
supplements that are included on here, and that's a documentary that I've seen, probably 5 or 6 times
Wow.
since it was released. I love, if you're a fan of animation, or even kind of a passing fan of animation, it's an absolutely essential documentary. And so for me, even just that documentary is kind of worth the price of admission to be able to have on physical media.
Yeah.
But you get so much more, and there's a lot of kind of short programs here, like lot of behind the scenes stuff. You go to the kind of the Pixar archives and stuff, and Andrew stands kind of pulling out, original sketch materials and things like that. So it's really engaging in the extra features that they include here. And then I just love the, just the packaging here. And then you get, so the original working title for the film was Trash Planet.
And
so you get the, the working title there on the cover here. And then it's just, one of the great booklets that Criterion's produced. And then you have the discs in here, but just a really fun release. And I'm a big advocate for animation in general. I'm always looking to add, especially more, like, this is not obscure by any means, but I like adding a lot of obscure animated titles to my collection. There's some cool stuff actually recently coming from like Vinegar Syndrome through like their partner label Deaf Crocodile. Like, there's some really cool animation that's kind of surfacing these days in the physical media world. But I'm glad to see this obviously very mainstream title get the boutique label treatment. It's kind of a cool meeting of those two worlds of kind of the big studio stuff and then the boutique labels. So
what year did that come out, and what's the spine number for this one?
Yeah, so this is from 2008, and the spine number is 1161.
Okay.
And I'm gonna.
So that's a really good deal, for the $24.99 sale price point. That's a really good pickup just for the supplements.
Oh yeah, and like I said, even just the documentary on there, I can't express to you how well made the documentary is, and so that's where I would point people first is, when you pop the extras disc in, go straight to the Pixar story. It's very, very engaging, very informative.
I'll have to check that out.
And yeah, I mean, it discusses kind of the the start of Pixar, Ed Catmull and those guys, John Lasseter, and it's just a really great, rich history of Pixar. So
okay, so my next title is His Girl Friday. Have you ever seen this one?
Mm-hmm. Yes, and I've got it on my shelf. Yeah.
Yes, I love this film. I love a good black and white film. Now, this has Cary Grant and Rosalind Russell, which I don't know very many films that feature her. I'm not very familiar with her as an actress, but of course, Cary Grant. But I love the story. I love, he is her ex-husband, and they're still involved as far as work and this newspaper that he runs. Would you like to elaborate a little bit about this film?
Yeah, well, the thing that sticks out to me, this is actually one that I've only seen once, and it's when I purchased the Criterion edition.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that was so striking to me about it is just the the fast-paced, witty dialogue. It's like it does not let up for the entire runtime, and so it's exhausting in a really good way. Mm-hmm. But I love the banter between Rosalind Russell and Cary Grant.
And of course, the banter. I mean, you say it's fast paced. It's like that with all the characters. It's like everybody's in a hustle. And if you think about the newspaper world, running a paper, that's kind of the way it is, right?
Right. Oh yeah. No, and that definitely comes through you're right. I mean, the performances across the board, but it's just so fast paced and fun. And, you have the great Howard Hawks at the helm, directing this film. And the cool thing here is not only do you get His Girl Friday, but you get the original, the front page.
Mm-hmm.
And this was also done later with Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau under the direction of Billy Wilder. So there's several kind of iterations of this story, this film. Mm-hmm. This is the best one,
right?
In my opinion. And this is done in 1940. Just such a such a wonderful era, you know, classic Hollywood, of course.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's really the era of, you know, film noir and, you know, just honestly, I mean, if I had to pick, you know, favorite eras of film, the 1940s it's right there near the top for me.
Yeah.
But just great performances, great direction, and yeah, just a really stacked release here. You know, you get the double feature with the front
Right.
page,
I
and
love
then
I love it when they add a different film included with it. I think that's always a good little bonus. It's like you're getting two films for one price, which is great.
well, and we need to comment too on the fun, you know,
Yes,
newspaper
newspaper.
style.
Yeah.
You know, this is more of the leaflet, not a booklet, but you get this really fun, you know, newspaper style leaflet here included. So
Yeah.
Criterion, you can tell they had a lot of fun with this one, I think.
Yeah. So, like you said, this right here is from 1940, and it's by number 849, and it's only a 92-minute film, so it's really easy to watch. It goes by so fast, and there's a lot of details that you're kind of following throughout the film. So it really does keep your interest. I like that.
Oh, the runtime just rips by.
It really does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what would your next selection be?
Yeah. So got three more here. Let's go with this is Spine number 811 from 1960, and this is a film by Kaneto Shindo, and this is The Naked Island.
Oh, wow. See, I have not seen that.
This is really spectacular. So I'll kind of borrow off of the back here. Director Kaneto Shindo's documentary-like, and it's very documentary-like, dialogue-free portrayal of daily struggle is a work of stunning visual beauty and invention. It's basically this family that, you know, works the land.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so they work with their hands for a living, and what I love about this is, yeah, I mean, you're basically watching a silent film, but it's one of those, and there's a few examples of this in the Criterion Collection where, in fact, if I had to come up with an example, something to compare it with, you know, at least a little bit, would be the film Antonio Gaudi,
Yeah.
which I've recommended before on my channel. I'm certain I have, because I love that film. But that's more of a contemplation on architecture and art and how humans interact with those things.
Mm-hmm.
But it's totally dialogue free. This is another dialogue free
Oh, is it?
film, and it's just something. There's something about this type of film that's just very meditative, and there's something about seeing people in their kind of normal everyday life, and especially when it's something so different than what you're used to doing kind of day
Right.
in and day out. One reason I love the Criterion Collection is I love exploring other cultures. You know, and this is a culture so distant from my own, you know, that it's just really eye-opening, and again, very, you know, something that, at least for me, I get this kind of semi, you know, spiritual sense of what the director's trying to portray, and it becomes a very kind of spiritual almost experience watching you know, this family work the land, and just their day in and day out struggle of, you know, earning a living and kind of, you know, keeping their family together, and
And so,
yeah,
so it is a true documentary. I mean, those are not actors. It's real
they
people.
no, so it's a no, documentary like, and so I think yeah, and I honestly, I don't know the just trying to see if it makes any more mention.
When you watched it, did it feel realistic, like a
Oh,
documentary?
I mean, it feels like you're just like, there's cameras there, just, you know, watching a family for
Yeah.
an hour and a half.
And what year was that put out?
1960, and
Yes.
so
That would be something that I could see happening.
Yeah, so to answer your own, or to answer your question, I don't know. Uh, I don't know enough about this film. I've seen it once, and I did. Um, yeah, so I don't know. I don't know enough about this to know if this was an actual, family that they filmed with, or if this was just strictly, actors on film. I think it's probably the latter, but um, it comes across beautifully on screen. I mean, it's very very documentary like, but just I love that there's no dialogues, that allows you to just kind
Yeah.
of take in the the action of what's happening on screen, and just the really the beauty of the landscape that they're in. And
Yeah.
it's
So no narration or anything.
no
Wow.
it no and it's really really well done. This is a runtime of 96 minutes, and so again, it's not you know, uh, an extra long runtime or anything like that. But and filmed in black and white. And this, yeah, again, this is Spy Number 811. It comes from a high definition digital restoration, and from what I remember, looks great. I mean, there was no complaints from me in terms of how the film looked, but from a transfer standpoint. But
Good recommendation. I need to check that one out.
uh, a very high recommendation from me on this one. So you get the little booklet in here.
Yeah.
Not really too heavy on supplements. You get an audio commentary, and then there's actually, do you know what? I don't think I did watch this. There's a new appreciation of the film by actor Benicio del Toro.
Oh, really?
New interview with film scholar Akira Mizuta Lippet, trailer, and then an essay from Hayden Guest. I thought I had watched through the supplements on here, but I don't remember watching anything with Benicio del Toro talking about the film. So, a few good supplements to look at on here as well.
So my next selection is going to be All That Heaven Allows, a Douglas Sirk film. You've never seen this one before?
I have not.
Have you ever seen any of the Douglas Sirk films?
I don't know that I have seen, because I know Magnificent Obsession
Right.
is in there as well. I have not. I'd have to go look at his filmography to see. Off the top of my head, I don't know if I've seen any Douglas Sirk films.
Oh, I highly recommend this one. Now, this right here is from 1955. It's 89 minutes. Spy number 95. And it stars Rock Hudson and Jane Wyman.
Yep.
Who also starred in another Criterion release, like you just said, Magnificent Obsession.
Yeah.
Just a really good story on this one. But she is a widow, and he is her gardener, and they kind of have like a little love affair. And she's very well off. She's got a lot of money, and just a really good story. I would highly recommend you check this one out. And it just looks beautiful on the screen too. And then on the inside, you talk about really good colors. This right here has a really fall look about it.
Oh yeah.
Very vibrant Technicolor. That I think people would really enjoy this one.
Yeah, and that's one. I got to be honest. It's been on my, like, that Magnificent Obsession. It's two of those that have been on my list for years. Like those ones that you kind of see. Everybody has those that they kind of see every sale, and
Right.
and like, oh yeah, I need to pick that up. And then you have other titles that kind of take over. That for me is those two Douglas Sirk films. So
Yeah.
one day I will watch them. It's he's known for his more melodramatic films. I know that, and yeah, Magnificent Obsession are kind of the poster child for melodramatic films of the 1950s.
Exactly.
So I would most definitely check those out.
I think you would enjoy it.
Yeah.
What would be your next recommendation?
Okay, so I picked this kind of for a funny reason. I love the film, but I remember you logging this one on Letterboxd as a half star.
Oh, okay. So let's see what it is.
And I don't know. Maybe this is a call to.
Oh, I think I may know what it is already.
Have you checked this out again? This is
I have not. I already know what it is.
So this is a filmmaker that I'm really intrigued with her work. And this is a director I'm definitely going to continue to watch. But this is from 2006, Spine number 1000. Oh, I didn't realize this was after 1000, 1008, 1008. And this is Kelly Reichardt's Old Joy.
Yeah. I actually had Old Joy right here beside me. But,
did you?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I definitely need to give it another shot, but I look forward to hearing what you're having to say about it.
Yeah, so this is a film from Kelly Reichardt. If you're those that aren't familiar with her, definitely look up her work. I mean, she's a very her films, like the premise with her films can be very simple. Like this one is kind of two friends reuniting, and it's kind of the their kind of transformation over time, their friendship over time changing as they advance in life.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them is kind of settled down, and he's got the wife and the house, and he's kind of more settled, but you can tell there might be, you're not sure on how happy he is. The interaction between him and his wife isn't the greatest. And he's one of his buddies who's a lot more, kind of freewheeling, not, tied down or anything like that, wants to go on an overnight camping trip. And so there's kind of the awkwardness of him talking to his wife and about going on the overnight. And then, it's even when they're on the trip, he's talking to her a few times, or she's calling, and his buddy's just kind of, rolling his eyes like, oh, come on,
A lot of the stuff that I remember was they were in the car a lot.
Yeah, well, and that's, because this is shot in the Pacific Northwest, which is near and dear to my heart. I used to live in Oregon. And so it's just beautifully shot. And the music is fantastic. It's very minimalist in terms of the music that's used, but I love their, these two friends. I love their interactions, and kind of, there's some really, kind of awkward moments between the two of them, but it's one that for whatever reason just hit me really, really deep.
Really?
And Kelly Reichardt, she has this way of doing that. Like, she speaks to my soul on like this deeper level.
Was this her first film?
So in terms of this being Kelly Reichardt's first film, I believe this was early in her filmography, but I think she had works that predated 2006, maybe one or two films. But so this film is a 73-minute runtime. So a very short film, but for me, it uses every minute of that time to kind of portray this it's a very soft-spoken story. It's not anything that's
right,
kind of, shoved down your throat. It's very quiet, and I love human pieces that focus on relationships, and you kind of again see the how they're, like, you have to kind of imagine how their relationship used to be, and then you see how it is now, just that they're kind of well into adulthood, and life is happening, and
it's really just a slow paced. It's very slow paced, which is probably why I didn't really get into it. But I'm definitely looking forward to checking that one out again, because like you said, it's a really short run time. It would be probably a pretty easy watch.
Yeah.
Maybe I just wasn't in the right mind frame when I watched it the last time.
Well, and this is another one, kind of like I'm bringing up with Thelma and Louise. This landscape is a lot different than the deserts of, Thelma and Louise. This is very, lush, green, Pacific Northwest. And so that's the other thing. This is that type of film, if you go into it just kind of letting the atmosphere kind of wash over you, and just kind of commit yourself to it. I don't know. I feel like it's one that you might have a changed opinion on if you give it another chance, or it might not change. I mean, there's filmmakers that we just don't connect with, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But Kelly Reichardt is one. There's another one of her films in the collection called Certain Women.
Yes.
And it's got Laura Dern, Michelle Williams, and then Kristen Stewart, and there's one other actress in there, and I don't recall her name, but she has a lot of interactions with like her interactions are with Kristen Stewart's character. And there is this one particular moment in that film, and I won't elaborate, but this one particular moment in that film that just ripped my heart so clean out of my body. It was like it was almost like a physical experience of just like your heart shattering for someone else.
Wow.
And and I got that watching that film. Funny thing is, I was not impressed with the transfer from Criterion on that film, and so I'm hoping that they have a new 4K restoration.
Oh, that would be good.
Because I actually ditched my Criterion copy, because the transfer just was not great.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, okay, I kind of have it bookmarked in my mind, like as soon as a 4K restoration's done, like I'm right there.
Yeah, because I've heard different people talk about that film, but I've never checked it out.
It's another one, I'll tell you, it's very slow. And there's and I can see I can see the reviews without even looking at them. Nothing happens in this movie, kind of a thing. And you can almost make that same case for Old Joy, although I would personally disagree, but I can see how people might go about it that way. But I don't know, there's something about Kelly Reichardt that is just that just really connects with me. I think she really understands human relationships, and just the way that she puts that on screen, it just feels so true to life, like so authentic and so honest, I guess is what I would say.
Did you want to show the inside of that package just to give people a look?
Yeah, so there's the inside. Oh, something else interesting too, and this is actually a proper booklet, not a leaflet or whatever. So you get that Pacific Northwest. I mean, it's just really, really beautifully shot. And this is kind of a full or I mean, this is artwork, not a photograph. Something else about Kelly Reichardt's films is her dog is in all of. I haven't seen all of her films, but I believe her dog is in all of her films.
Oh wow!
And so that's just kind of a neat little
that's neat
tidbit. But yeah, Kelly Reichardt's got that X factor in my opinion.
Okay, my next selection is Magnificent Obsession.
Oh,
Douglas Sirk film. I know
we've
been kind of talking about this one. This is a little bit of a different story. The other one, All That Heaven Allows, Rock Hudson was playing the gardener, kind of meek and timid. And in this one, he plays the playboy, rich, obnoxious. And what happens is this is really more like a soap opera type film. It's got a lot of melodramatic moments in it. He wrecks his boat, which in turn causes her husband to not get the medical attention that he needs at that time. And so they took care of Rock Hudson's character first. And then by that time, her husband passes away because of his injury. And then a lot of melodrama, but really a really good film, a really good story. This right here was done the year after. Actually, this right here was done first. This right here was the first film. featuring the two of them, and it was done in 1954, and it is spine number 457. And then All That Heaven Allows came out the following year. So they did a lot back then, a lot of
But
great turnaround for these films.
All That Heaven Allows, though, had the earlier spine number.
Yeah, as
So
far
that,
as I'm not exactly sure how these spine numbers work. Is it
yeah,
because Criterion released it at a certain time?
yeah. So they would have
So
first
even
released.
even though the film came out prior to the other one,
Yeah,
I guess they released the other one first.
I mean they might not have had rights at that time
Right.
to release it or whatever.
So also a good thing about this particular release is the fact that it does come with 2 discs, 2 films. So you have the original, and which is an older film, and
Oh,
then of course you have the new one, which I think is pretty cool. I do think
nice.
I watched a little bit of the original. I don't remember much about it, but I definitely prefer the Rock Hudson, Jane Wyman version of it the most.
It's always great when they give you a double feature, like we were talking about with His Girl Friday, and
Right.
yeah, it's always a nice bonus when you get another
My
film.
director approved sticker, I usually cut it off
Nice.
the package and slide it into the sleeve.
Nice.
Because I always like to, anyways, I like to see that on my releases. A lot of people will see my releases and they'll think, "Oh, you haven't even opened it up yet," but it's been open. I just kind of put these inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they usually for me, if the director approved sticker has the director's signature,
Right.
I'll usually actually take it off and I'll stick it to the,
Or will you?
like I'll find a good spot for it and then I'll actually stick it on there.
I might need to try to start doing that.
Well, one thing though, I'll tell you, the new 4K releases from Criterion, those silver stickers,
Mm-hmm.
they are nasty to try and
They
get
will
off.
come
Like
off.
the glue on the back of those is like 30 times stronger than
Yeah.
the blue stickers.
Yeah, I
So
just kind of clip around them and just slide them in the sleeve.
that would work better with the 4K stickers. You
Yeah,
will not be
because
able
it's
to.
really nice to be able to identify which ones are 4K and which ones are not.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it makes me want to dig more into Douglas Sirk to figure out what else he has done.
Oh yeah. No, for sure. Yeah. At some point, I will definitely be visiting those films.
Yeah. So, what would be your next selection?
So my next and last selection, you know, and this is someone that I'm not used to as a director, but he's in the director's chair here, and this is Albert Brooks and Julie Haggerty in Lost in America.
Oh,
So
I've never seen that.
this is from 1985, runtime of 91 minutes, and this is spine number 887. This is one I'm surprised. So you said you haven't seen this?
I have not. No.
This is one I felt like you probably would have seen in the theaters in the 80s. Like
Really?
it.
The image looks very familiar, but even shopping through the Criterion selections at the store, I
Yeah.
never come across that title.
Okay, well, I'm gonna venture to guess that this is one that you would have an absolute blast with. Like,
Oh, wow.
I think this has the Tony kind of stamp of approval on it. So
Lost in America.
easy recommendation from me to you
Okay,
personally.
great.
And anybody that likes, just good, I mean, I'll say 80s comedy because it was made in 1985, but it's just a good comedy in general. Julie Haggerty in this is hilarious alongside Albert Brooks. So I guess what I knew her most from growing up was What About Bob?
Mm-hmm.
She plays the wife, Richard Dreyfuss's wife. She's kind of, silly, kind of, she has a really specific sense of humor that, just the way that she kind of reacts to things, and she's, kind of her physical comedy is maybe not physical comedy as much as just kind of like facial expressions and stuff.
Yeah.
It comes across, really well here with, Albert Brooks as her counterpart. But basically they in this hysterical satire of Reagan era values, written and directed by Albert Brooks, a successful Los Angeles advertising executive and his wife decide to quit their jobs, and they buy a Winnebago and they basically, hit the road.
Mm.
They've got, kind of a nest egg, and they hit the road, and it's like things go from bad to worse
Mm.
to just absolutely awful. It's one of those types of movies.
Right.
And and they, it kind of forces them to reevaluate, their lives, and but it's very witty, very well directed by Albert Brooks. In fact, I've got another one of his films back behind me here on my indicator shelf, Modern Romance,
Okay.
also from the 80s, and just as good. In fact, I'm trying to remember, because I've seen these both, Modern Romance and Lost in America once each, and I watched them pretty close together. And I'm trying to remember, I think I might have preferred Modern Romance a little bit to Lost in America, but they're both,
Yeah.
really really great comedies. And this is from a new restoration, restored from a 2K digital transfer, and it's supervised by Brooks, and so he did oversee the transfer here. But uh, just a really great comedy. Easy recommendation if you're into comedies.
Yeah, I'll have to look that one up. You want to go ahead and show the inside of it?
Yeah. So here is. Oh, sorry, the disc is upside down, but you
Yeah.
get that fun
Nice.
cover of the booklet there. Well, it's more one of those leaflets, but
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And then there's Albert Brooks there on the back.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to check that one out.
Oh, it's an easy Tony recommendation. I think you'd have a blast.
Yeah, I've never heard anybody talk about it.
Yeah, and this is light on the extra features. So
Wow. Very good.
Little bit of extras there, but just a really good time. Really easy watch. Hour and a half, 91 minutes.
Well, my next selection is The Brood. Have you ever seen The Brood?
Mm-hmm. I have.
Wow. Yeah, so this is a David Cronenberg film. So many people were just talking about it. Now, if you just take a look at that cover art, it's really an odd image there.
Yeah.
Her holding a little tiny baby.
Yeah.
Just a really dark film. I don't know that I even fully understand if I fully understood what I was watching.
Yeah.
But it was very strange. What did you think about it when you saw it?
No, I mean it's bizarre for sure.
Bizarre.
My brother and I. So my brother, he's 12 years younger than I am, but he's my sibling that is, into Criterion, and we talk film and things like that. And so we actually watched that together, and I think we were both equally kind of puzzled with that one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got a really weird vibe to it. For me, David Cronenberg, I'm very hit and miss with him. I will say the two. So I'm looking over here. So Scanners, I really like, and I've got the Arrow Video 4K release of Videodrome.
Yeah.
I just recently watched Naked Lunch for the first time.
Oh, was that good?
No,
No, you didn't enjoy it. Well, I mean, I'm the same way. Have you seen Crash?
I have not seen Crash.
Yeah. They're really, so out of all of his films, they're all so very different also. And this was different. This right here was really, I don't know. I don't even know it's almost like a fever dream, trying to figure out what's happening.
Yeah. What's and it's escaping me, of course, Oliver Reed?
Yeah, Oliver Reed.
Is that
what a performance he gave.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it wasn't, like a really involved performance, but for whatever reason, I have never liked Oliver Reed.
Yeah.
He's one of those actors for me that for some reason I can't find a good entry point with him where I can kind of, I don't know, get to know his work a little better. But
I've only seen a few of his films. This is one of his standout performances just because of the subject. And it was a very weird movie.
Well, because I mean, you're talking Cronenberg, and so there's, body horror is kind of
Right.
his calling card, but
Yeah.
yeah, not one that I plan on revisiting. Naked Lunch is definitely not one I plan on revisiting. That left me really
Wow.
puzzled. It'd be interesting to read the source novel on Naked Lunch. But man, did I just not connect with that film.
You do not recommend that one, do you?
Not personally, I don't. But yeah, Scanners. If I had to pick a favorite, I think it'd be Scanners and then Videodrome. That's really as far as I go. I think that's all I have on my shelf from Cronenberg. Now his son Brandon,
Yeah,
uh,
got some good
he's
stuff out there.
he's doing some things. What's the the Possessor?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, sorry, I had a brain fart there. Possessor, I thought was fantastic.
It was. I enjoyed it.
I would, and I need to get that one. I don't have that one on my shelf. I just watched it on Hulu or streaming somewhere. I would most certainly bring that into the collection. But man, those Cronenbergs, they're
We got some very unique ideas, stories.
yeah.
So,
But
as far as the packaging, like I said, it's got some very interesting artwork. And then here's the inside. It's got like it's a poster. And if you think the film is interesting, well, I mean, I don't know what to say about that. And then, of course, it has all of this with blood splatter and everything on it.
Yeah, and see that leaflet style, I really
not a fan of.
No, like the poster styles like that, I'm not a fan of.
Yeah. So this title is actually from 1979, spine number 777. I don't know. I would love it if people would at least check it out one time just to get an idea. You might like it, compared to some of the other Cronenberg films. If you like Cronenberg, this is definitely one that you would want to have in your collection.
Oh, sure. I think if I was to say, I mean, I know I'm biased because it's maybe my favorite, but I really do think Scanners is a good entry point for Cronenberg.
Yeah.
If you're going to kind of get your feet wet with his work, I would go Scanners first and then, kind of branch out from there.
Yeah. In my previous episode with Al, he brought up Scanners and talked a little bit about it. So that was a very interesting title. I've got it in the collection, but I've actually never seen Scanners. So that's the one that I definitely need to check out.
I bump that up your list. I think that's an enjoyable film, personally.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to speak with me about your recommendations. I've had you on my channel several times, and I've been on yours a couple of times, but I really do enjoy talking about the Criterion Collection with you. You got some really good discussion points, and you are so much better than I am at elaborating on these films that you've seen.
Yeah.
So I really do appreciate you taking the time. Do you have anything coming up on your channel anytime soon?
So as per usual, I've always got more unboxing videos coming. At time that you and I are filming this video, I've got a big stack behind me here on one of the lower shelves. I'm ramping up to another Orbit DVD haul video. I've got, just a monster stack as always of great titles to show there. And we've got some really exciting titles coming out here, leading up to, kind of starting into the, end of the third quarter, start of the, fourth quarter of this year. So lots of great unboxing videos coming up on the channel. And then I would like to jump back on the In Discussion series that you were on. I filmed a couple episodes of that, and life has kind of happened at 90 miles an hour, for me the last little while. So I do want to jump back into the In Discussion series, but definitely unboxing videos, definitely Orbit DVD haul videos. And I'm hoping to also jump back into some collection spotlight videos, spotlight some of the, the labels that I collect from, and kind of, show what I've got in the collection. So we'll see. Always something in the works.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for joining me, and I hope to have you back on soon. Okay.
Yeah, I'll have to have you over on Film Collector Archive as well.
Okay, good. Thanks, David.
Thanks, Tony.
So I'm very happy that I was able to have this conversation with David and to see some of his recommendations. He's got some really great picks, and some of these items I might want to pick up. Please leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think about our conversation and our recommendations, because I really do enjoy reading your comments. But thanks again for watching, and we will see you next time.